In the winter of 1947, a shadow fell over Los Angeles, one that would linger for decades. On a quiet morning in January, a mother pushing her child in a stroller through a vacant lot in the Leimert Park neighborhood stumbled upon something truly horrifying. At first glance, it looked like a discarded mannequin. But as she got closer, the grim reality set in. Her lips were slashed from ear to ear, creating a horrifying rictus grin. This was the beginning of one of America's most infamous and chilling unsolved mysteries. The woman was 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, but the press, captivated by the darkness of the crime, would give her a name that would echo through history: the Black Dahlia. Who was Elizabeth Short? She was more than just a headline or a gruesome photograph. Born in Boston, she was one of many young women who flocked to Hollywood after World War II, chasing the glittering promise of stardom. Friends described her as beautiful and captivating, often seen with her signature dark, styled hair, pale skin, and a splash of red lipstick. She was known to favor black clothing, which, combined with the 1946 film The Blue Dahlia, likely inspired her iconic nickname. But beneath the glamorous facade was a life marked by hardship and transience. She drifted between cities, worked odd jobs as a waitress, and struggled to find her footing in the competitive world of post-war Los Angeles. She had dreams of seeing her name in lights, but her reality was a lonely one, often relying on the kindness of acquaintances for a place to stay. Her story was the dark underbelly of the Hollywood dream, tale of ambition and vulnerability in a city that could be as cruel as it was magical. The last time anyone saw her alive was January 9, 1947, when she was dropped off at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown L.A. What happened in the 6 days before her body was discovered remains a terrifying void in the timeline. The discovery of Elizabeth's body unleashed a media firestorm unlike anything Los Angeles had ever seen. The brutality of the murder shocked the public and baffled even the most hardened detectives of the LAPD. This wasn't just a killing, it was a ritualistic display. The bisected torso, the Glasgow smile carved into her face, the complete lack of blood at the scene, it all pointed to a killer with a chilling degree of precision. And perhaps even medical knowledge. Newspapers, locked in a fierce circulation war, sensationalized every detail, plastering lurid headlines and doctored photos across their front pages. They painted Elizabeth as a promiscuous girl about town, a narrative that was both unfair and largely untrue, but it sold papers. The investigation became one of the largest in LAPD history. The pressure to solve the case was immense, coming from the public, the press, and the city's own panicked officials. Detectives were inundated with tips, leads, and false confessions. At one point, over 60 people, mostly men, confessed to the murder. Each one was meticulously investigated and ultimately dismissed. The killer, it seemed, enjoyed the chaos. They even began taunting the police and the press directly. About a week after the murder, the editor of the Los Angeles Examiner received a package. Inside were Elizabeth Short's birth certificate, social security card, photographs, and an address book. The items had been wiped clean with gasoline, erasing any potential fingerprints. The package also included a note, pieced together from newspaper clippings, that read, "Here is Dahlia's belongings. Letter to follow." More letters followed, filled with taunts and cryptic messages, but they only served to deepen the mystery, never providing a genuine break in the case. The list of potential suspects grew to over 150 individuals, a who's who of LA's underbelly and its elite. The theories were as wild and varied as the city itself. Was it a spurned lover, driven to a jealous rage? Was it a botched, illegal medical procedure performed by a back alley doctor? Some whispered it was a mob hit, a message sent in the most brutal way imaginable. The investigation reached into every corner of society, from drifters and small-time crooks to some of Hollywood's most powerful figures. Yet, with every lead pursued and every suspect questioned, the police found themselves at a dead end. The killer was a phantom, leaving behind a trail of horror but no tangible evidence to lead to their capture. The trail went cold, but the fascination and speculation never died. Over the 7 decades since the murder, the Black Dahlia case has become a modern American myth, a dark legend woven into the fabric of Los Angeles. While the official police case remains open but inactive, countless authors, investigators, and armchair detectives have proposed their own solutions. One of the most prominent and compelling theories points to a wealthy and well-connected Los Angeles physician named Dr. George Hodel. This theory was championed by Hodel's own son, Steve Hodel, a retired LAPD homicide detective. After his father's death, Steve discovered a photo album containing pictures of a woman he strongly believed was Elizabeth Short. Digging deeper, he uncovered a mountain of circumstantial evidence. His father had surgical training, a high IQ, and a known dark side, with alleged connections to surrealist art circles that glorified macabre imagery. Handwriting experts even suggested a match between Dr. Hodel's writing and that of the taunting notes sent to the press. Furthermore, police surveillance transcripts from 1950 revealed Hodel saying, "Supposin' I did kill the Black Dahlia. They couldn't prove it now. They can't talk to my secretary anymore because she's dead." Despite this tantalizing evidence, it remains circumstantial, and George Hodel was never officially charged. Another popular theory suggests the murder was connected to another grisly case from the same era, the Cleveland Torso murders. Between 1935 and 1938, a serial killer in Cleveland dismembered at least 12 victims, a case that was also never solved. The prime suspect in that case, a man named Jack Anderson Wilson, was a known associate of Elizabeth Short and an alcoholic with a history of violence. Could the Black Dahlia have been the final, horrifying act of the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run? Like the Hodel theory, the connections are intriguing but ultimately unproven. Other theories are even more elaborate, implicating Hollywood figures, corrupt officials, and even famed director Orson Welles, based on the surrealist, dreamlike nature of the crime scene. Each theory opens a new rabbit hole and maze of possibilities, but none has ever led to a definitive answer. The Black Dahlia case is more than just a murder mystery, it's a cultural phenomenon. It has inspired dozens of books, films, and television shows. It represents the ultimate cautionary tale of the dark side of fame, a story about what can happen when dreams collide with a brutal reality. Why does it continue to captivate us? Perhaps it's the sheer brutality of the crime, which still has the power to shock. Or maybe it's the victim herself, a beautiful, mysterious young woman whose life was cut short, frozen in time as a symbol of lost potential. It could also be the setting, the glamorous, sun-drenched noir landscape of 1940s Hollywood, a place where secrets and lies festered behind the glittering facade of the studio system. The unsolved nature of the case allows us to project our own fears and theories onto it, making it a story that is constantly being retold and re-examined. It is a puzzle with a missing piece, and our human nature compels us to try and find it, to impose order on the chaos and give a name to the faceless evil that committed this act. To this day, the murder of Elizabeth Short remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. It's a chilling reminder that in the city of dreams, the most terrifying nightmares can hide just behind the spotlight. The truth, like the killer, vanished into the Los Angeles fog, leaving behind only questions, theories, and the enduring, tragic ghost of the Black Dahlia. Her name is etched into the dark history of Hollywood, a permanent symbol of a promise unfulfilled and a crime that continues to defy resolution. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's most compelling cold cases. If you find these stories as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the mysteries of the past. Let me know your theories on the Black Dahlia case in the comments below. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.